Welcome to this week's mini clinic on practicing with the purpose. I get really excited about, talking about this because once we can get you to practice like a tour player or a guy that shoots in the 70s, you will start performing to that level. Too often I see players when they shoot in the hundreds, they practice like that. They don't really have a purpose. They come to the range, they hit balls. There's nothing they're working on. Once we start getting you to practice to the level you want to achieve, you will start performing to that level. So what we're first going to discuss about this week is practicing with quadrants on the range. Now notice I've got a club laid down here on the ground. This is what should happen every single time you hit balls. If you do not have a target, you are really not practicing with a purpose. You're not trying to perform at your highest level. So what I've got here is I've got a flag out there, but I've got two trees on either side. There's one that's maybe 5 yards to the left and one that's probably 10 yards to the right. That is in essence creating my two quadrants. So I've got the flag in the middle, I've got two quadrants on the right, and I'm going to simply just practice. If my normal shot's a fade, I'm gonna start at the left tree, which is 5 yards, and let the ball curve in to the pin. Now, the key to playing good golf here is having the ball always working towards the target, never away from the target. So if I start this 5 yards to the left and it starts fading 8 yards, in other words, it starts getting away, that is losing practice. That's not what I'm trying to do. I want to get the curvature where it's controllable. So if I have to aim 8 yards, that's fine, and play it, that's okay. But what I want to do is aim at the left quadrant here. Okay, I'm aiming at the tree just to the left, and I'm going to hit my normal shot. And the ball is working. That one's staying just maybe a 1 yard fade. But again, I would much rather see when I'm practicing, have that ball, it's 4 yards away at this point. So when we're working on those quadrants, what I want you to do, even though that ball was 4 yards to the left, I would much rather have that ball 4 yards to the left than 2 yards to the right. The reason I'm doing that is I'm learning control, because if that pin is cut right on the right side of the green and there's a bunker right, I don't want to overcut it. So the idea is getting the ball where you can control it. So if I want it to start left, work towards the target, but not too much. Now, again, what I'm hearing probably at home right now is you're probably saying, I don't know which way the ball is going. You do. It's always either going to be a little pull or a cut, or it's going to be a push and a hook. That is what happens. So in this case, I've got the quadrant to the right. Now I'm going to work on my draw. So from here I set up. I'm going to set up with a little draw swing. I'm going to start the ball to the right and have it draw in towards the target. And the idea here is to not have it work to the left of the pin. That one actually started at the pin and drew off of it. That's not acceptable for me. So I've got to keep working on that. So that was not a good shot, but that's what I'm working here on the range, is I'm putting myself into quadrants and finding out what I am capable of. You at home will understand one shot is easier than the other. And that's when you know you can be a little bit more aggressive on the course, when you've got a shot. If it's a fade that's easier for you and the pin's cut on the right, aim at the center and let it fade in. If the pin's cut left, know what you're capable of. If you cannot hit a draw consistently, that's okay. Aim it at the pin, let it fade off, and that is how we manage our game that we are working with, practicing with a purpose here. That's how we shoot better scores.